You got to stay hydrated. Also, going back to what Doc said, being prepared, and preparedness, like meaning like what are you eating so that you can survive the next day? What are you drinking? Are you getting enough sleep? You know, are you actually practicing what you're supposed to be doing, the notes and the feedbacks and things of that nature? You know, and keep practicing.
I feel like if you just kind of remember like what you're doing and like kind of be grateful for the ways that you can come into it. Like there's a beautiful center called TRUE SKOOL where y'all get to learn about culture and practice different layers of that culture and stuff like that. And like, so any opportunity you get to show that off or perform, like, you know, you should take full throttle of that, because there was a time where nobody really cared about this at all. So even when it be hot or freezing cold too, there's been, you know, the other end of the spectrum, or, you know, not the most favorable of people or whatever. You know, we definitely check in and be like, okay, we gotta do this for ourselves, do this for our ancestors, the people that, you know, are no longer with us and things like that. So it's always a bigger than you type of thing, and that should always make you arrive, you know, sweat it out.
Did y'all audition for this position in this production? You have to audition.
Well, I would say for me, I just told Michelle, I was like, I want to dance. But I was on the board, and then she just called me up because she was like, hey, are you available? Just based on.
So that story is just not fair.
I mean, well,
that's just not a fair story. That's not a fair example. Somebody else help me out here.
I should do a better.
Milwaukee.
Except for she advocated for herself. Sometimes that's how you get your
right. So
opportunity.
that's what. So part of it is advocating. Part of it is networking. Part of it is showing up to classes and showing up to workshops. Volunteering, as I stated, I'm on the board of Ladies in Hip Hop, so I do a lot of volunteering with the organization. I believe in the mission, but then I'm an artist in the community as well, so I'm also performing. I'm also making my own work, and so Michelle was like, hey, you're doing the work, I need some support, can you support? And I say, yeah, so that's kind of a way, but it ain't nothing.
I think everybody has their own way, but I should have done a better job. So this is the dance company that has been operating for about 5 or 6 years. But Ladies of Hip Hop, the festival, the nonprofit, we're coming up on 21. So that's a yearly festival of classes, battles, showcases, panel discussions, and events that happens every year in New York in July. So
so they're hand selected.
Not necessarily, but like people, you know,
They're
coming
welcome
out.
audition.
We be coming out. You know, we have so many people come out for the festival itself. We meet, we're like, oh, like, hey, like, you want to dance? I don't know, everything is different. Like, this one, he was kind of born into this. Literally. She definitely is a, like, child of a dance legend, but she kept that to herself. But I joined Ladies of Hip Hop like 2015, but there was no, like, operative touring company at that time. It was just like, you know, hey, like, y'all the next generation, come, I want y'all to do this piece for the festival or whatever. Then I was a part of some training sessions, you know, like some intergenerational give back and like growth within the culture. And then during COVID is like the first time we had a residency, and then we started developing and became this like touring company after that. We have had auditions in the past. We've had a training company in the past. We've had a Girls of Hip Hop program in the past. Yeah, but I think everybody's like different. Like, you somebody's friend, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Nikki was just making a name for herself. We was like, wow, like, you know.
How do you know if they could dance though? Because you just being a friend, you just being a name, you just like, what is the part where you come in? Help me out.
I mean, I guess from my perspective, I'm gonna assume this, or Iman shared this with my friend, is Iman. I've danced with her in other performance spaces I've known her for like 3 or 4 years now, multiple times, under different choreographers. And so I think when Michelle was asking for references for new people to add to the cast, Iman was like, I have this person that I enjoy dancing and performing with. I like her energy. I like who she is. I think she'll bring something good to the space. You know, Michelle research, but also Instagram. In the world of social media, Instagram is a big portfolio for a lot of current dancers and professional dancers. And so I think Michelle obviously trusts Iman in her word, but also probably went and looked through all my videos to see if I could dance, and also if I was going to be a fit for the type of work that she's doing, because I might be able to dance regardless, but I might not fit her work and what she wants to put out into the world. And I also think Michelle does a really good job of creating a certain energy in her work environment. I just met and or have worked with many of the people here for the first time in the last 2 weeks. And I would say everyone just has such a beautiful collaborative energy. People bring positiveness to the space. And I think that is something that she vets for as well.
It's awesome.
I kind of want
Go
to
ahead.
add, I have like thoughts circling in my head that kind of answer a lot of the questions that have been asked, but I think something that I'm learning at this part of my journey, and I just turned 22, I'm pretty young, and I am just coming into my career as a professional dancer, and I feel like what I'm learning is that this is your life. And the question about like how do you keep going in situations that are hard, I think like you want to show up in the way that you want to live, and you get to define success for yourself. And I think a lot of the times we get caught up in like, I want to achieve this very specific material thing and I'm going to go all in and I'm going to do it. And it's important to work hard. It's important to be dedicated. It's important to be serious. But I think also like there's no point at which you're done arriving. You keep arriving. You keep moving through. Like life is a constant evolution and changing. And so it's really important that in each period of your life, you're really asking yourself the question, what relationship do I want with the world and my art and myself, and what does success mean for me? Because it means very different things. And I just lost my train of thought, but that's
So we do want to make sure that we have time for the workshop. Before we transition, is there any other comments or questions from my True Schoolers?
I feel like I feel like it's kind of been said already, but I really am learning more and more that in this world, it really is about who you know and the relationships that you have. And so like I went to Michelle, the director's class, and got to freestyle with her and dance with her, and she was like, yes, please come with me. And I think that who you are is the most important part of your work. And that's what speaks through it. It's always important to really, really sit in that and let that speak, because that will lead you to exactly where you're meant to be.
Okay. Langston?
What do you guys like do special stuff on your birthday?
On her birthday? You mean for each other?
Like for the business.
We post you on Instagram.
No, like our birthday, like Ladies in Hip Hop birthday.
Oh, are you talking about the company birthday?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have a festival every year. We go up.
It's
It's
like a
crazy.
week long.
Yeah, it's a week long like palooza of it's an all ladies battle. We have all women teachers, panel discussions, lots of partying, lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of clubbing and partying, and building the relationships with different people that fly in from different countries and different parts of the US and stuff. And we go up every year. Last year was real fun for our 20 years. So this year I don't know what we're doing, but yeah. That was a good question.
Doc.
I'll make it quick. I'm saying from Milwaukee, I just want to know what school or schools you went to. So that's always interesting to me.
I'm a proud Milwaukee Public School student. I started at Hawthorne Elementary on the north side. I went to Roosevelt Middle School of the Arts. I studied music, dance, and media. I went to Milwaukee High School of the Arts, where I studied dance. I'm also a U.S. Air Force veteran, so I served in the military from there, I started my college career at Milwaukee Area Technical College. I went there for a year, transferred to the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater, got my Bachelor's of Science in Liberal Studies with a minor in dance, and I studied the Afro-Diaspora Education and Technology. Studied abroad in Jamaica, South Africa, Brazil, and some forgetting a place. I got my Master's of Fine Arts from The Ohio State University in dance, where I studied pedagogy, technology, and performance. Taught at Berklee College of Music / Boston Conservatory, and I'm currently a professor at Marymount Manhattan College in New York.
She went crazy. I ain't gonna lie. She just went crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
Right there, this, you mentioned residency, and that's big. Like what I do with DJing, I just want you to explain what a residency is, because you guys just got one.
Okay.
And what that is to
What my experience with the residency means for me as a dancer in companies is like we get an allotted amount of time to go to some place, work on work, and perform. So like this residency is different. We're here. This is a part of our residency to be here with y'all. Then we have like I think a rehearsal, and then we have 2 performances. Hopefully y'all come to one of our performances. And that's that for this residency. Then we go to Omaha and do basically the same thing. But I've also had residencies of like 2 weeks of working on something. Like every day, 10 to 6, you're working on something. That's your work hours, essentially. And we've gone away and lived in the same place, and like, you get to know each other differently and stuff, because you're living together. But like, I know for a DJ residency, it's kind of similar. Like you have a long run.
You might do the first Friday at this one club every. We might do the second and fourth Tuesday. So it's like you have work that's gonna happen. Because a lot of our parents will say, the dreams we're chasing is not as solidified as a 9 to 5. It is like, so it is not as guaranteed. So you're almost chasing a dream, and residencies kind of help do that balance between, hey, I'm doing what I love, but I also know where my next paycheck is coming from.
You line up your residency with your gigs. You get to plan 6 months out.
How you doing?
All right, let's transition from the talking, because we gotta be about that action on the dance floor, right?
Yeah.
Right? First, I just want to say thank you to the Marcus Performing Arts Center for bringing our guests here tonight. We wish more people would bring artists here. I also want to remind our crew that this is who we do the summer park camp with. And so our hip hop festival is August 8th and 9th this upcoming year. So as we're wrapping up the spring and planning for the summer, that's something that we can all look forward to.